My next guest makes his UFC debut coming up here at UFC Fight Night 127 on March 17th. He's going to be taking on John Phillips. It is Charles Byrd joining me here on the program for the very first time. Charles, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing very well, man. I appreciate you joining me here. And you haven't fought since August. That was the last time we saw you on the Contender Series. Did you want this much time off, or were you looking to get in there sooner?
I mean, I just kind of stayed prepared. I mean, it's just the way it worked out. Just with training, everything. I just stayed in the gym. I mean, I knew a call was going to happen eventually, so yeah, it just happened to fall in March. So
yeah, and you got this fight coming up here on the London card. You're a little bit disappointed you didn't get on that Austin card because I know that would have been nice, close fight for you.
Yeah, no, that would have been great to fight in the hometown. But I'm excited. We're fighting in London. I've actually never been out of the country, so it's going to be good. I'm excited.
Nice. Always good getting those frequent flyer miles. Now, if people are watching this, they probably remember you from the Contender Series. And, of course, you fought on there twice. How much do you feel like that experience will help you in your debut? Because, oftentimes we hear about UFC jitters and all that.
I think the Contender Series was actually a great precursor for, my debut because, I mean, the lights and everything and the camera, the production, Dana White's sitting right there at cage side. I mean, the pressure to perform is there. So, I mean, doing that twice, the first time I think it was the third fight, and the second time it was actually the main event. I mean, I think that prepared me for this debut.
Excellent. Now, when are you heading down to London? Because I know sometimes the guys want to get there a little bit earlier just to get acclimatized and everything.
I think I leave here on the 10th of March is when I'll head out there.
Oh, that's great. And sorry, I should say not acclimatized, but you know what I mean. Catch up on the time. I think acclimatized means the weather or whatever, but it's never that good in English. But as far as, this matchup, you're taking on John Phillips. He's got the 21-6 record. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I think I match up very well. I mean, I know John is a striker. He's very accomplished as far as in boxing. He's very aggressive. I mean, I like fights like that. I mean, I know he's going to come forward, and I think my skills match up very well with his.
And, of course, you come from a great camp at Fortis MMA. Who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
Main training partners is Ramiz Brahimaj and Jeff Neal. Those two are my main sparring partners.
Seeing Jeff get the win he did a couple weeks ago on that Austin card, how much does that kind of give you a boost heading into this fight? Just seeing him, and I'm sure you're just chomping at the bit to get in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just seeing him go out there perform. Even Ramiz, he fought for LFA that Friday before the UFC card. But, I mean, just seeing those guys go out there and take care of business, it's encouraging, motivating, and, it lets me go, has me itching to go out there and take care of business myself.
And having teammates that have fights around the same time, does that help you as well, just with the morale in the gym and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps out a lot. I mean, the amount of focus that we have when we're on the mat and we're just pushing each other to kind of, it really helps a lot.
And because this fight is overseas, do you have to kind of do the weight cut a little bit differently? Like, do you cut maybe more weight in the States just because of the long plane ride?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely go down there. I won't try to carry as much weight. I'll definitely try to get a little bit closer to my target weight. I'll definitely, I won't go in there heavy because I've never been on the plane. I think it's like a 9-hour flight, and I just don't want that to be an issue. So
you've never been on a plane before?
I mean, I've never been a plane that long.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
I never
gotcha.
crossed the water. Yeah, so I mean, I think the flight is like 9 hours or something. So I mean,
yeah,
you just never know what that does to your body.
No, absolutely. How is the weight cut going right now? Getting down to 185.
Oh, the weight is perfect. Perfect. It's the best that it's ever been. I'm in perfect shape. I feel great.
Yeah, and you seem in a good mood too. What's one piece of food or what's something you're really missing right now that you can't have during training camp?
Pizza.
Okay.
I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza. So like everybody else does, but yeah.
Have you checked to see if they have pizza in the UK? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they would, but it won't be as good as the stuff you get in the States.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be the same as I hear, but I haven't really checked into what the food, is in London. I'm sure it can. I mean, it's a big tourist spot, so I'm sure they're going to have anything that we might have here in America. So.
And by the way, smart of you for checking out the food stuff ahead of time. You got to have that mapped out after the fight. Otherwise, what's the point in the post-fight celebration, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. March 17th, how do you see this fight unfolding?
I just see me going out there and just, taking it to him. I mean, I know that that's his hometown. I think he's probably fought in London several times before. So, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm just going out there to ready to just take the fight wherever it goes. So.
Excellent. Now, as far as what's next, I know you're not looking past your opponent here, but are you looking for a quick turnaround just because you haven't fought since August?
Yeah, I'm looking to stay busy. I mean, that's kind of my goal now is, after this fight is to be able to just, take maybe a month or two off and then get right back in there and just kind of just keep that momentum going.
Okay. And do you feel like the timing of you coming into the UFC's middleweight division is good? Because we're kind of seeing a bit of a transition right now. There's guys that have left the division. There's guys that, are sort of, on losing streaks and things like that. Do you feel like you kind of entering this picture is kind of good for you right now?
I think it's actually perfect. I mean, it's the perfect scenario. You got guys that have, for example, I fought at welterweight most of my career, and then me finally just, keeping a little bit of the extra weight going up to middleweight. You're seeing guys like Robert Whitaker and who were at welterweight moving up to middleweight, just seeing how that transition is, and that's kind of how I feel it's going to work for me as well.
Excellent. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I'm going to have my wrestling coach, my training partner, and my coach, Safe Saad.
Nice. Good.
What do you like doing on your downtime? I'm sure you're a busy guy, training and everything like that, but are you watching any Netflix, playing any video games, anything like that?
Yeah. I'm Xbox, Call of Duty. I like to, shoot at a couple things before I go train. I like to be outside. I go run, hike, anything like that.
Now, on Call of Duty, are you doing the multiplayer thing and talking crap to other people, or you just stay to yourself and just play on your own?
I do the multiplayer. I don't talk any crap though. I just kind of sit back and I can't get involved with all that. You think you're doing well and you get some 7-year-old kid, tearing you up and talking trash to you. That's not good.
Yeah, it's never a good look. Do any of your teammates play with you at all?
No. It's just usually just me. It's kind of at odd times. I don't really play all that time, but yeah, it's usually just me.
And we talked about the long plane ride. Have you kind of mapped out what you're going to be doing on the plane for that long? Obviously, sleep's going to be part of that, but are you downloading any movies or podcasts or anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely have a podcast. I know Joe Rogan. I like to listen to him sometimes, so I definitely listen to him and just, reading books. Just trying to just keep my mind at ease, just relaxing,
You mentioned Joe Rogan. Is there any other podcasts you got on the playlist right now that you can tell our listeners here?
Yeah, Ballers and Brawlers is actually a friend of mine, Darren. I listen to them a couple times. I mean, they're pretty entertaining. So.
And what about books? What books are you reading right now?
Man, I read a lot of different books. I'm into like Eastern philosophy. I like Paulo Coelho. The guy who wrote the book The Alchemist. He has another couple of books I like to read. I'm into books more about like focus and mentally, just preparing for things.
Yeah, isn't that important, especially with the fact that MMA is very mental? I mean, you got to be kind of, keeping your mind sharp, because it's one thing to do it in the gym, but also to go out there and perform in the cage.
Yeah, I think the mental part is definitely, I think some guys overlook that. I mean, that's a very, very important part of this game is, you can be physically as talented and et cetera, but if your mind is not in the right spot, I mean, as you've seen on fights and just in general in sports, if your mind's not in the right place, you're not going to go very far. You're not going to succeed or perform the way that you want to perform. So, yeah, I definitely try to incorporate, that part into my fight game as well.
This is going to be an awesome fight. It's coming out here March 17th. It's UFC Fight Night 127 in London. Charles, I can't thank you enough for doing this, man. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Instagram, Dynamite Byrd 170. Twitter, same handle. Just follow me. I just want to give a big shout out to Dr. Mann. My Dr. Mann, his group at Core Physical Medicine, they keep me in shape, and my team, of course, Fortis MMA, and Doc Mouthguards gave me an awesome guard. They take good care of me. The Den, Jerome's Gym. Saxon Jinjira Muay Thai, which is my staple. I've been there for 10 years. So that's pretty much most of what I got.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.